Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm ready for fall. Clearly, I have the full mood, just eyes, robe. James told me I looked like a little bit too in the spirit. I think all I'm missing is a pumpkin spice latte and maybe a handful of candy corn. But I'm here just in time, in my opinion, because when I think of fall, I think of different events, festivities. We're in like the glamour season. So I thought it was a very appropriate time to share with you all my very best eye blending, lining, lashing, glittering secrets. I'm not gonna hold back. We're doing it in one fell swoop. I used to do something here on my channel called Tip Tuesday. If you've been with me that long where you know about Tip Tuesday, then thank you. I'm giving you like a big velvet hug. My nails need a manicure, ignore that. Tip Tuesday used to be this thing where I would give one tip in 2 minutes or less. I did that for a long stretch of time, and I've been thinking about all these little adjustments, and it's really strange because it's always like, why didn't I think of that before? So, this changes and evolves all of the time, but right now I have 20 tips for you guys that really will help elevate your whole makeup eye game. Is there a different way to say that? What am I gonna call this video? Secrets to your eyes. Beauty secrets you need to know for your eyeballs. This is getting weird. We're gonna just dive right in it because I got a lot to say and I've already said a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna try and start in order of application. And I want to share something that I have been doing pretty much every time I do this kind of a look, which you guys have been complimenting me a lot on, and I really feel inspired to elevate the eye looks even more recently because I have given myself the freedom to really blend outside of my eye area and not really be so concerned with getting it all over my foundation. I am back in the routine of doing my eyes first, foundation second. Because I literally will take a shadow and I will blend all down here just so everything is completely blurred, pulled, blended, and then I can take a wipe and I just clean up right here. And it gives this nice fade, and because for me and my eye shape and what I personally want to accomplish when I'm doing my makeup is to kind of widen them, I have very close set eyes. So the more kind of like shading that I can get out here, the more pulled apart they appear. If you have very wide set eyes, maybe you don't want to do that. But if you are like me, a very flattering technique to do is to blend out and to also keep this area a little bit bright. You don't have to do like full metallic glitter inner corner highlight. You can just take like a matte cream shadow and just kind of brighten that inner area. It'll separate your eyeballs. Yay, okay, and it looks pretty. I do my eyes first, and I have gotten very liberal with my eye primer. And what I mean by that is I will take a brush into my Painterly paint pot. I will go over the entire eye, but I will also get this area here. And sometimes if I know that I'm gonna be blending underneath the eye pretty heavily, like today, I will blend it under this area here. Now, remember, I do wipe everything away, so it's kind of nice to have that eyeshadow primer under here, canceling out any discolorations, giving you a good, just lay down that is a separate texture for shadow to be more intense, to blend better, to adhere to, so it's wearing longer, it's staying brighter. So I have gotten in the habit of that, and then I go in with my shadow and I really just buff blend, buff blend, buff blend. Take your time. Do not get in the headspace that you watch someone do their makeup online and you're like, why does it only take them 5 minutes? Because it doesn't. It takes till your wrist really hurts. That's usually how you know that you've done a good job. I'm in a weird mood today. Let's just go with it, okay? I'm really hot again. It's not fall. California doesn't want to be fall. Can we please California be fall? Because I like to be cute in my videos. Screw that. You can see my bra. At least my eyeshadow looks good. It's Tati Beauty. I want to talk about another technique that I have really been loving, and you can layer it as much as you want to or as little as you like. I take a brush like this. This is an Anastasia A14. I'm gonna dip into, you could do it with a lighter shade too. This is Matte Ritual, and I would dip in, tap off the excess, and then go with my eyes closed, literally smudging the lower lash line and the upper lash line simultaneously. It kind of gives this nice shadow blur line to your entire eyelid. You can stop there and leave it as is, or you can move on into a fluffier version of what you initially used. Grab just a dab more, repeat the process. It's gonna give you this nice gradient ombre effect. Now, if you wanna intensify it further, you're gonna hear me say this a few more times. You can then go into a pencil liner. Today, what I used, I did do this technique today. I took the Victoria Beckham liner in the shade Bordeaux. This is such an unusual shade and very, very flattering. I think it is so stunning, especially for, actually, I think all eye shades would look really good in this color, this kind of wine shade. So what I do is I will line the eye. I don't extend it out. I'm done. It's just a lay down of that color. The third step, if you want to take it a little bit further, is to find yourself a felt tip liner. And then what you do is you go kind of starting in the middle and really thinly just trace the line of your eye. There is something that happens when you have that like very intense framing, especially if you're gonna use false lashes, whether they are a natural pair of lashes or a Va Va Voom pair. If you have that nice black line, it's gonna help conceal the band. It will also just kind of trick the eye, even if you're not wearing lashes. Once you put on mascara, having that thin black line at the base is gonna trick the eye into thinking that your lashes at the base are just a little bit more voluminous, a little bit thicker. That is the exact lining situation that I have on right now. I have another tip that I wanna talk about while we're still on the topic of lining, and that is setting your liner. Setting your liner is important in the same way that setting your foundation with powder is important. It holds it in place. So you wanna take that moisture and waxiness and whatever is wet about the product and kind of set it with a dry down element, and then it will lock in longer. It's not going to move. It's kind of like it's sealed, done, dried, you're done. So what I love to do is take a very rich matte black. Let me plug my shadow. This is Memory. Everybody can benefit from a beautiful, richly pigmented, smooth black shadow, and you can do so much with it. You can line the eyes, you can do a rich all over the lid smoky eye. You can turn down the notch with more depth by mixing this in with any of the other lighter shadows that you might own in your collection. I really love for liner to be set matte so that any highlight or shine that I have on the lid can really take center stage and has kind of like its moment where they're not competing. So if you want to take an angled brush after you already have your liner on, your cream liner, gel liner, pencil liner, liquid liner, whatever it may be, if you're in a situation where you're like, I need for this to stay looking so good the whole day, I'm gonna be photographed, I need it to be like life proof, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna take an angled brush, you're gonna dab it into the pan, you're gonna make sure it's evenly coated, and you're gonna tap off that excess really aggressively. Don't be shy, like really tap that excess off. I will sometimes even go on the back of my hand and kind of stamp it down into the bristles. I use more of a stamping motion. So I will go in like this. Sometimes I'll press down a little bit into the lashes if I'm doing this after my lashes are already applied. And then what that does for you is ensures that you're not gonna have a bunch of fallout fluffing over the face. So that's why that motion is important. So let's talk about mascara. I have a few things to say. One, if you have a hard time with your lashes holding a curl and it's like your own personal, like, I don't want to do a lash perm, I see it on Instagram and it scares me. I've done that before, by the way. What I am going to recommend for your lashes to have the perm for the day is this. Make sure you kind of temperature check this and then go in, boom, hold. I like to do kind of a this thing, up, done. You will have lashes that stay in place kind of the way you curl your hair. And while it's not gonna stay curled forever and ever and ever, it will stay curled for the day. I also wanna mention that I have a tool here that you guys ask me about more than anything else. And this is a false lash curler. And it just has an open end, so you don't have to worry about fitting the edge of your lashes in it if you have kind of lashes that are thicker on the outer portion. It just makes it easier to get in there as a whole and stamp it together. I actually like using this for my natural lashes. I use that sucker like all the time. I will link it below It will not be an affiliate link. I will not earn commission from it, but dang it, I'm gonna do it anyway. I have it written down to practice your wing liner at night. I have said that so many times. Grab your liner and really go hard with it. Really like extend that line this way and then clean it up and maybe take a photo to see how you feel it looks, because sometimes looking in the mirror is very different than, you know, taking a photograph and seeing what it actually looks like. Look down, take that photo, look straight ahead, take that photo, turn to the side, take that photo. And if you do that a few times, you will get better and better and better. And then before you know it, you'll be like, I got 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna line my eyes and do a wing. And you'll feel like you have that confidence to really do it without over stressing. So that is a huge one. And I even still, like, I will actually take shadow shades and I will kind of put one shade here, and then I'll play with like whatever shade I want to put in the, you know, inner corner. And that's how I really got a better understanding of not just color theory and which shades look good together, not even blending everything out, but just kind of like playing with like color, seeing if it looks good on your skin tone, your eye color, all of that. And just makeup playtime at night. It's like the best thing. Let's talk about lashes, shall we? Now, the two things that I immediately think of is the direction that you are pulling the wand when you are applying mascara. So if you want more of a wide look, you want your eyes to be like, hi, pretty. Like not like sultry, cat eye, sexy, but like princess, I'm so well rested. Then what you wanna do is take the mascara wand and you are actually gonna pull kind of toward your nose. Now, of course, you want to be careful that you don't hit the wand on your nose. Brush that excess off from the actual tube of mascara. That's like tip number one. But you would be surprised how many times people will just go whoop and it has like a big blob on the end and then they're like, oh no, I can't believe this mascara sucks so much. And it's like, just wipe the edge off. Tip number one. But when you're going in, I have a habit of kind of leaning back a little bit, which I like because then I'm not as likely to get mascara on my lid, which I have a tip for that as well that I've shared a lot of times, but we're gonna share it again. So what you wanna do is actually pull toward here. And you know, I'm talking like even the outer ones kind of pull toward here because naturally it's not gonna stay like this, but what it will do is it'll make them kind of just stay straight up. So the other tip that you can do is you can, of course, you know, and these tips a lot of makeup artists do use. I didn't invent this tip. None of these things I'm sure I invented. It's just stuff that I do. This one is to just same thing, apply. And if you know that you have kind of a wing going on and you want to really accentuate that, take the half portion of your lashes and kind of fan them out. Pull it out. Just right here, just a few coats. And it's gonna kind of make those lashes stick together a little bit more and pull out toward your temple, giving you more open space right here and a little bit of a sexier, more sultry look to the eye. The lower lashes, this is like a hardcore Scott Barnes technique and it's so phenomenal. And it's not just going in like this. I actually do my mascara like this first, but then you take the tip, make sure that you have wiped off all that excess and you kind of push the lashes together. Boom, boom. And it gives you what he says is a sparkle to the eyes. And it does. I love it. I love that technique. It's so good. The other thing that you can do while you're having an adventure in mascara, if you're like, okay, I'm pulling myself, and then you're like, oh, and you get like a little dot. What you can do is not panic. Don't do anything. Move on to the next step. Do your lips, do your brows, curl your hair, do anything else, but ignore whatever that dot is. Wait for it to dry and then kind of scrape it off and then do a little patchwork with concealer or foundation if necessary. If you get it on your lid especially, like your first reaction is to be like, get it off there, and you go like this, and then you've smeared black everywhere, and that is gonna be a much harder fix than if you let it dry and just go boop, like that. So that's a great tip. I didn't mention this one before, going back to like the heating things up. And you can do this with any hairdryer. You don't have to have a Dyson. Please don't think that I'm saying like, go get this. I like this thing, but you don't have to have it. So on a lower heat setting, you can actually warm up any of your pencils. This will work for lip pencils or eye pencils that are really firm. It will just absolutely melt the product to this like gorgeous warmth where there's no pulling. And so you're laying down a lot more richness and color than if it was dry and hardened and not giving you that full smooth pull, if that makes sense. Ooh, I have such a good one. And this is a Carlene makeup tip. I will have both Scott and Carlene linked below in the description. Go visit their IGs. So she has this way of doing lashes that I love. So she will actually put on the lashes and then she will go in with a brush like this. Use a brush like this because it's nice and wide. And you can actually kind of press the natural lashes into the false lashes. I'm gonna try and do it right now for you so you can see. And because you're pressing upward with the mascara that's kind of behaving a little bit like a hair gel, it gives it a little bit of a lift too. Really, really nice. Speaking of mistakes, see this? I did that. What am I gonna do? Absolutely nothing. I'm gonna wait till it dries. Magic. I literally have a note in here that says like with an exclamation point, like I'm so excited about it. It says one color. It works. That's exciting to me. A lot of people are not gonna think this is very exciting. I think it's exciting. So here's the thing. We're all very, very conditioned to believe that you need 25,000 bajillion million colors to create a beautiful eye look. You don't. And I am brave enough to say that even though I just launched a palette with 24 shades that comes in 6 finishes. Let me just show. This is the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals. So here we are. So gorgeous. You have all the shades monochromatic in every row and you have all the different finishes. So this is meant to be a very versatile palette that is very helpful for both everyday use and for evening use, for special event use, for lining, for just, you know, touch-ups, for basic, for bold. It's kind of your all-in-one, and that was the thought process. But also within that, I want to give you guys the freedom to use just one shadow. You don't have to use the whole thing. So this is what you do. You take any one shade, it could be a metallic, it could be a matte, and you can even just go directly boop, boop, boop on the eye. Or what I like to do, like this is my Inner Rush go-to thing. And I do like taking either a metallic or I love, 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 love using this shade right here. This is Soothe in the sequin finish. These are very pigmented. They're dusty, especially the sequin finish. It is packed with sparkle and that matte base. So do be mindful of that. But the end result of how the color fans out and how blown out you can get the color, it's pretty phenomenal and it's just so even and easy to use. So what you can do is you don't want to just start in the crease. I actually start right on the lid and I kind of fan and dust the color outward. And then I move up to the crease really quickly like this, like this. I maybe take a little more and then I just go like this just in that outer corner just to add an extra layer, kind of like double layer on the outer corner, and then I'm done. That's it. If I want to get a little more like wild fun, but I don't have a lot of time, I will always go into the glitters. Now this is your option. Use glitter how you feel comfortable using glitter. You don't want to use this lining the eyes. You don't want to rub it in the eye. It is glitter. Please don't do this. So what I'm going to recommend for you guys, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to take Story. You can use this on its own. You don't have to have the whole big shebang. You could use glitter, just boom, mascara, and you have this like kind of transparent see-through thing. Now, if you want to do that, you're gonna have to tap really lightly because these glitters are very, very easy to spread and they get a rich coverage very quickly. They don't stick so much to the finger like a lot of grittier glitters out there. I'm almost done. Bye. See you. Erica, you can come in if you want. It's fine. Look how pretty. Is this not like, don't you love this really high-end glitter? It's cost like $95 on Rodeo.
Oh my gosh. What brand?
I know, right? I fooled you. It's Tati Beauty.
It should cost $95.
I can't believe you're like, oh my gosh, what brand? It's my brand. Look at that though, right? Like that satisfaction. Oof. I'm distracted. Let's just do this for a second. So what I was sharing with you guys is because of the way this is put together, you don't have as much dusting, and you would feel that with your fingertip in the pan versus some other glitters. There's a rougher texture. Sometimes you'll get a little bit more of a reflect from it. It's just dusts everywhere. So I'm filming.
You can't see. Oh, you can see me. I'm so sorry. I looked in the camera and I thought you couldn't see that drawer. Why'd you invite me to stay?
Because I like you. Just
That's nice
stay.
to look at, right?
You're very pretty to look at. And it's like I am doing a show for someone,
Okay.
right?
I thought it always might make you nervous.
No, will you like clap when I'm done?
Like that?
Well, I said clap, but you can laugh at me, that's fine. Okay, so we're almost wrapped up here. I wanna give you a few techniques that will help your application of glitter. I typically will wait until I'm completely satisfied with my eye look. That means that I'm not gonna, after I put on foundation and fuss with my brows, I'm not gonna go, the edge needs a little bit more depth and go back into a deeper brown and start wiggling things around. That's usually where you fall into the, oh man, and you have like glitter fluff everywhere. Make sure you are solid, set, steady, good to go with your look, and then just take a little tap into a glitter, tilt your head back, and again, this is your comfort level. If you are comfortable applying glitter on the eye, don't apply it close to the lash line, don't apply it in your eye, be safe. And you don't wanna rub either, you're gonna press down. So what you would do is go almost halfway up, press, press, press.
Do you ever apply glitter with a brush?
No, you can. You're gonna experience more fallout. And just to share with you guys, ooh, I forgot to clean up. Remember when I messed up my mascara? Ooh, the technique worked. You can use a glitter glue. You can use something that will really lock it into place. I don't find it necessary with these glitters, but do what is most comfortable to you. I also recommend when you are using glitter to definitely also use a setting spray. And it's nice to use a elongating setting spray. So something like Urban Decay All Nighter is great. When you don't want to spray close to the eye, just do this motion so that you're getting a fine mist that is distributed over whatever look you have created, and it kind of helps it to lock in. This is a really excellent tip. Get a color of metallic liner that you find to be really complementary with your eye color. For me, I really love this kind of burnt copper metallic. Some people will like a silver, some people like a metallic plum or a bronze. Really try out a few shades to see what you love the most. Now, if you notice here, I've drawn a lot of attention to the center of my eye. I did that on purpose. I don't have any highlight through here that is metallic orange, nor do I have it out here. I literally floated it right here, the similar way you would do a halo effect on the eyelid and just put the lighter shade straight in the center. It's gonna give you again that kind of awake, like hello, hi. It just kind of gives you that brightness. And if you have a smoky eye or anything that you've done that needs balancing, where you're like, whoa, I blended too weird, too wrong, it's too heavy on the outer edge, it needs some kind of light and bright and balance, this is a great trick to do. You can take it just right here, and if you really want to go hard with super balancing things, you can then take it on the actual skin of the inner lower lash line, not in the waterline, and kind of go through here. You're probably gonna wanna put on a little more mascara to kind of join hands with that whole motion, but it can look really, really pretty and just brighten everything right up. Yes, okay. Oh, she clapped for me, yes. Okay, so the last thing I will leave you with is actually not a tip in doing your makeup, but an on-the-go reminder that when you leave the house and you have finished a very glamorous look like this, something that is really good to keep on hand in your makeup bag is fresh Q-tips, because they are so helpful if you have any mistake, smudge, or anything that needs cleaning up. You can use it for that, but also to clean out anything that might make its way into that inner corner so you're not poking your eye or scratching your eye. You don't want to do that. I typically keep one crease brush like this, more so on days when I'm not doing like full glam, glitter, whatever, and I don't even bring shadow on the go. I just bring some type of a blending tool so I can kind of wiggle things around and buff out any creases if they happen. So that's something that I take with me. And then a pencil liner, and that's usually it on the go. I don't fuss too much because I know the system to make it look good and to make it last. And hopefully you guys learned a bunch through this video. I really tried to give you as much as I could. I can do this for lips, for face, you know, blush, bronzer, highlight, for contour, for foundation, for brows, you name it, I'm ready to spill all of my secrets. So let me know what you would like to see next. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you ring the bell, and then just go have a good one, you guys. I hope to see you in a future adventure in makeup. All right, I love you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.